What is the difference between the snatch and power snatch? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Coach Brian from Big Ben Strength, and in this video, I'm going to outline the difference between the snatch and power snatch and some pros and cons of each so you know what to focus on in your training. Now, in competition, any snatch is legal as long as it's pulled from the ground and received overhead with locked elbows in one smooth motion without pressing out the lift. So whether you do a competition snatch or a power snatch, doesn't really matter, as both of these will be legal in competition. The most common variation of the snatch in competition is the full snatch, in which the bar is pulled from the ground and received overhead in the bottom of an overhead squat. This is most common in competition as the bar has to move very little, and it's a much more efficient way to move the most possible weight. Another variation that is allowed in competition, however it is less common, is the power snatch, in which the bar is pulled from the ground and received overhead, but in a half squat or above parallel. Again, this variation is legal in competition. However, it's not very common because it is typically less efficient and most athletes will not be able to move as much weight. Now let's break down the pros and cons of each. For the full snatch, the main pro of this is that the bar does not have to travel as far, meaning it's much more efficient and you'll be able to lift much more weight than if you were to do a power variation. The downside to this lift is that it does require decent mobility in the shoulders, upper back, ankles, and hips, which for some may require a significant amount of mobility work to even be able to do this movement with an empty barbell. However, this doesn't mean that you shouldn't do these. If mobility is a limiting factor, I recommend learning the snatch in the deepest possible squat that you can while separately working to improve your mobility. At the end of the day, for most people, this is the way that you're going to be able to lift the most amount of weight in competition. For the power snatch, the main benefit of this is that it is simpler to learn than the full snatch. Because we receive the bar above parallel, it really doesn't require that much mobility, and for this reason, most people feel comfortable in this when they first learn the lift. The major downside to this, though, is because we must receive the bar above parallel, we are severely limited by how high we can pull the bar. Because of this, it is uncommon to see athletes do this at a high level in competition. As a beginner, you may feel like you can lift way more weight with the power snatch than the full snatch. However, if you take one step back to work on your mobility, you'll be able to take many more steps forward with the full snatch and lift way more weight. Now, for some populations like masters athletes or people with severe mobility or injury restrictions, you may benefit from just focusing on the power snatch instead of the full snatch if the time investment required to improve your mobility for the full snatch is not worth the investment. However, this is very rare and should not be the first option. Now, it's common to see both of these in a weightlifting training program, but if the full snatch is the main priority in training, why would we use the power snatch? Some coaches may use the power snatch in normal Olympic weightlifting training to help athletes with pulling the bar higher. I like to do this by programming a complex of a power snatch plus full snatch to help the athlete learn how to pull the bar higher with the power snatch first and apply that to the full snatch on the second rep. Hopefully you guys learned the difference between the power snatch and the snatch and some reasons why you may use each in your training. That's everything for this video. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.